Hey, it's Raya, welcome back to another video. If you are new here, hello, welcome. We are working on a Sims 4 speed build today in Hinford-on-Bagley. I'm doing not a modern farmhouse nor a rustic farmhouse. I would say it falls somewhere between because the way that I had imagined this in my head is that this farmhouse was built multiple generations ago and it still has some of the original details. Like, I imagine that the kitchen floor was original, but the Sims over time have made some updates to the house, some modern features and things like that. So I thought, like, the bathrooms, for example, like, I'll kind of discuss that when we get into the build, but maybe they were updated in like the 80s or the 90s, and maybe the living room on the back of the house was added at one point. I really like imagining those things when I'm building a house like this because it makes my builds like way better in my opinion. I don't know if it's just me, but when I really engross myself in the storyline of the Sims that I imagine to live here, my builds are way better. So I highly recommend that if you're not already doing it. But to get into the storyline of the people that live here while we're still kind of working on the outside, I have Celia Kang out on the outside. If you recognize that name, you'll know that she is actually a character that comes with Hinford-on-Bagley, the cottage living pack. So she actually does live on this lot. That I wanted to give her lot a makeover, and I did give her like a little makeover because I'm doing all of that for my save file. But I did make an adjustment. I gave her grandparents in the game. I wanted the storyline to reflect that maybe her parents had unfortunately passed away when she was quite young and she had to grow up here with her grandparents. She left at one point to study animals for college, and now she's back because she wants to help take care of the farm and take care of her grandparents, return the favor as they're getting older, and make sure everything is all, like, you know what I mean? When somebody that age just doesn't have to worry about the simple things in life, you just feel a little bit better. That is what she is there for. So even though Grandpa insists on still doing gardening and things like that might be bad for him, she's making him some food, and she does not care what he has to say about it. He is gonna sit down and he's gonna eat the dinner that she prepared for him because she loves him and she cares about him, and he really appreciates her too. It's just like, I don't know, it's like, are the older people in your life stubborn when you're trying to be nice to them? They're like, I got it, I'm fine. And I'm like, I know that you got it, but like, I'm at the age where like I super appreciate everything you did for me and I want to return the favor while I have the ability. So I feel like that's what she's doing. She loves being here with them. She has peace of mind knowing that they're taken care of, and honestly, I think that she's really here for the llama. She loves her llama friend, and she loves making sweaters from his wool. So she's here to take care of everybody, and honestly loves being here. I made their relationship, in my game at least, really strong and supportive because now we have like those family dynamics that came with the growing together. There's so many packs. I apologize if I get them mixed up. You have to forgive me because I'm only human, and if you know all of the sim packs without even a stutter, like, honestly, I will give you $5 because you so deserve it. Like, on a good day, maybe I could. But I just genuinely think are we including kits? If we're including the kits and stuff, I'm out. I'm fully out. I've lost control of the amount of, like, there's too much going on. I can't keep track. I know the basics. I know what I need to know. I cannot remember all those names. It's too much for me. I might literally have to like print it all out and laminate it on my desk so I could just refer over to it and be like, yes, and this is from this pack. Thank you all for being patient. Sorry, there's no possible way any human on Earth could remember this amount of detail. I digress. I need to calm down. I literally spent the entire time we were doing the inside of the layout complaining about how many packs there are and the fact that I don't know their names. Okay, I'll talk to you about the landscaping though. And for those of you that are already concerned about that fence not going, like, just attaching to the side of the house, I do fix that later. I don't really know what I was thinking with that. I think that I was like, what would I even put in that little area? But then I figure it out. I put some stuff over there that I'm like, that worked. Why would you do this to people? I fixed it. It's cool. So now we're doing a little bit of the actual like landscaping here. This is my favorite part. I could do this for hours, literally. I find it so relaxing to just pile a bunch of plants on top of each other and make these people look like they spend way too much time and money in their garden, because that's the life that I want to live. That's my future. I'm manifesting it. See, I put, like, look, I put the little bug huts, I put some bees over there, and it works. It's cute. And I'm trying to bond. I've already tried bonding with the damn bees. They're enraged already. If anyone actually has bonded with the bees and had a good relationship with them, let me freaking know. Because I don't know. Like, my bees have always hated me. I don't even know why I placed them in the game. And it really kind of does hurt my feelings. So I guess if you have any tips with the bees, let me know below, because your girl definitely needs it. I went with an older fridge in here, and I had to go with a newer stove because I just did not like any of the other stoves in there. They were not doing it for me, so I thought that maybe we would include that in one of the things that is newer, while, like, I believe, like, to me the floor is original. The floor is original stone. Maybe it's a little bit worn and torn, but they had no reason otherwise to do anything to it. But I thought maybe the stove was a bit newer. They maybe at one point did add newer tile, and you know, the fridge maybe isn't like original or anything, but it's a bit older. And the table has obviously been in the family for quite a while, just by the looks of it. And I really liked the combination of everything in here. I thought that it told the story well and everything worked together. I think that it turned out to be like a really lovely little kitchen. Oh, and I like totally forgot about that sink. I looked for a sink IRL for like a few minutes, and I totally forgot that this farmhouse sink, hello, a farmhouse sink and a farmhouse. Hell yes, like, I know somebody is out there screaming that. Don't worry, it's me. I'm screaming it at myself. But I was like, oh gosh, none of these sinks are giving the vibe that I want. I really want a farmhouse. Oh my god, we have a farmhouse sink. And I found that, thankfully. I really think that it fits the room really well. Obviously, it is the intended sink to go with the cabinet, since obviously it's built in. But I think that it fits the whole vibe well, because sometimes, you know, those they fit and sometimes they don't, if you know what I mean. And I think that this actually worked with the whole vibe that I was going for in the kitchen. And obviously, like, the color scheme I think came together really well. It's like one of those times where the colors are actually working together, which is quite rare in the game, versus when, like, you've got like 4 different wood tones in a room, because it's just like, this is what you're getting, babe. Okay, it's The Sims 4. The wood tones, sometimes they match, sometimes they don't. It's a real give and take with the game, and I think most of you absolutely know that. So it's, you know, I was happy that the kitchen came together so nicely, and honestly, I feel like this build overall came together so smoothly for me. I mean, I guess you can be the judge of it. If you don't like it, you're like, actually, girl, it's not working for me. But I like it, okay? So that's what matters. You can redecorate it if you want, but I like how it turned out, and I thought that it really came together smoothly, which was so nice. I love those kinds of builds that, I mean, it's not like you know exactly where everything is gonna go and exactly what wallpaper, but when things just kind of come together and you don't have to like fiddle with them for like a while for it to just work, or you know, you have like a little section and you know exactly what you're gonna put there just because of the space that's available. That's kind of how this build felt for me. Like, I know that I wanted that particular painting there because of the space that was available, just sized down a little bit. I don't know, it's just like little moments like that that really make me appreciate these kinds of builds. We're moving on to the bathroom. I was like, okay, so this, I think that I would say that it was probably updated because of, you know, the tiling, maybe in the 80s or the 90s, but that's just for more storyline stuff. I did play test the bathroom and the entire house. It is functional as is. I definitely go through and make sure that that kind of stuff is not going to be a problem for you guys, that anyone that does download this and like actually keep the furnishings, because I know that it's like the most annoying thing in the world when you get into a build and you're like, okay, what of this particular setup is not working? It can be frustrating. So I try to take that into account and get ahead of all of that, make sure I play test everything. And if I ever miss anything in any of these builds, let me know. either below, you downloaded it and you're like, hey girl, this particular room isn't working, or if you download on my gallery, let me know on the gallery, just somewhere. Let me know if you ever notice a mistake that I've made or something that I just like forgot about. I am more than happy to fix it or like upload another version that's functional. But hopefully I'm working out a lot of those little kinks when I'm doing my playtests. We are moving on. We've got the living room here. I wanted this to be really simple. At first, I thought I was going to put a TV in there, but I was like, I don't know. I feel like they would be the kind of people that just really wouldn't have one. You can add one pretty easily up there. I think that this fireplace, like, you can add that, like, floating TV that you can just attach to the wall pretty easily, or you can raise a few TVs, or you could just throw a new fireplace in and totally change everything up pretty easily and make it your own. I just thought that this particular family from my playthrough, that they wouldn't have something like that. They wouldn't even really have time, if I'm being honest. I think that they're the kind of people that like really enjoy spending time outside. They live this particular area. If you're not familiar with it, this area is so gorgeous. I can do like a playthrough sometime and like show you the surrounding area that these houses are built on, because some of these worlds are just so gorgeous, and I love the world that came with cottage living. It is so pretty, and I really like that aesthetic, so I'm probably a little biased, but I really like it. I think it's cute. It works for me, and I really love building in that world too, because the cottagecore thing is just, I know it's a trend, it's trendy, whatever, but I like it. I like that we're returning to like some of those older methods that maybe like people had turned away from in the past, just for modern conveniences, and like, maybe COVID gave people a little bit more time to get into like bread making. I know a lot of people did. Things like that I find so wholesome, and things that like truly, I think, help us as humans, like doing things with your hands, being able to do things for yourself in your free time, and like really like being like, I'm capable of making like an entire bread by myself. Oh my gosh. Like I can't, me personally, but I cook a lot. I don't bake. And I know for me, when I make a really good meal, like especially now that I have a garden and I use like little things from the garden, I'm like so proud of myself, and I love it. It's not something that I would have been doing a few years ago because I wouldn't have had the time, or if I did have the time, I had different kinds of interests. I had different things that I wanted to do with my time, and now I love it. I love going out to my garden and working in it and seeing my plants grow and taking little items, using them for our dinners and stuff like that. It's like so rewarding, and I feel like these people are just, they are living that life. Not that they don't have any modern amenities, like obviously I did add computers still a lot, because I think that it's pretty essential, especially for Sims, like when they get bored and things like that. Playing a game on the computer is a really easy way to like bring up their happiness, and you could do a ton of things on the computer. Obviously, you can build skills, you can chat with people, you can find pen pals, etc., like endless amounts of things. So I wanted to add that. I really wanted like a little table over there to like decorate, but I just couldn't find anything that worked. So I just went with like a little like prairie farm looking, I don't know, painting, and just I wanted to add that, I guess, just to fill up this space. I think it looks good though. It really complemented the wood that is on the paneling really well. We are moving now. We're in the grandparents' bedroom. This is really simple. I did add just the bedroom set and one skill building activity for them. I thought that it would be kind of nice if maybe grandma came up here and sometimes like she painted, and obviously she can put that in her inventory and go throughout the world and paint. But okay, so this is kind of what I'm talking about in the bedroom, with wood tones that like match but don't match, because I feel like the clock kind of matches the top of the dresser, right? Follow me. Kind of matches the top of the dresser, but the bottom of the dresser matches the bed. I feel like it goes well, and side tables. So that's like, there's multiple different kinds of wood in this room, and trust me, I went through the swatches, especially with the clocks, and it's like, it works. I feel like it looks okay, but like they don't match, and in my ideal world they would match a little better. It's just like one of those things that I'm like, I love this game, I need more options as a builder. I feel like they don't cater to the building community very much. Just my opinion. but I guess I'm a little biased, I suppose. Okay, so and now I'm pulling just a few items from the debug catalog just to really flesh out this like farming area. I wanted it to look pretty realistic, like they would have extra hay or something for the llama, and I even put over some like milk cartons, like things like that, buckets and stuff. If you did want to have like a cow on site, then it would be just a little bit more realistic. None of that stuff is functional, but I personally think that it adds to the lot without like putting too much clutter, if that makes sense. I like to add a lot of different clutter items on some lots, but something like this, I thought that that area looked pretty cute as is, and I wanted to give the llama plenty of space to like walk around. Oh, and I put like extra like food next to it. It looked like there was like extra food, and maybe a few like radishes or something that they had grabbed and like put aside because they were not done like outside for the day. And then I totally forgot that I did not furnish this bathroom upstairs. I'm glad that I remembered, but I definitely was real close to not doing this. And again, this bathroom is functional as is. I play tested everything and everything works. I did have move objects on. I do that for every single one of my builds, so that is one of the things I will mention. If you don't have that on for some of the lots that have used that cheat, you will have items that disappear. So that's just something I want you to be aware of. Or sometimes like your Sims like will just be like, this is in the way, and it's like, girl, let me put this cheat on, and then they'll interact with it. I'm like, why do you pain me? Why do you pain me? I'm not quite sure, but it's fine. We'll get through it. We will get through it. At least we have the move objects cheat. I remember such a time. I know I'm dating myself here. Oh, I'm so old. But I remember a time when we did not have the move objects cheat. Oh my gosh, that changed my world. My builds like 100% better. I mean, I get that that's what the Sims like builders, you know what I mean? Like the people that are typically building these houses like before the Sims creators started doing it. That's the kind of limitations that they would have, right? They have a certain amount of items, they have a certain budget, and they're not allowed to use cheat codes like that. But that's not me. That's just, you know, I'm not going to put limitations on myself like that unless you guys ever want to do a challenge where I do something like that. That would be fun. But for like an average build, like I really want to fill up the space and make it look as lived in as possible, because I think that it really like rounds out the houses and it makes it look way more realistic. And for my style of gameplay, I guess it makes more sense for me. I guess some people are just more like, I don't care what the houses that I'm not living in and I'm not playing in look like. And I was like that for a really long time until I started to just like make friends with people around the world. And I was like, oh God, I'm gonna have to do my own save file, aren't I? Because I know there's so many people that have done them and they're absolutely gorgeous, and I really actually like their save files, and I will probably do separate save files of other people's. I just want to do my own. I am a builder too. But other than that, we're done for today. I really appreciate you watching my video. I'm gonna have just a few photos of the family using the house after this. I really appreciate you. If you like this kind of content, please like this video, comment below anything that you want me to do in the future. I will have a few playlists for you of some other builds that I have done. Thank you for watching. I hope you have an amazing day.